Hello everyone, this is Carlos Infante with my response to the mainstream mainstream comic book tag, and I was tagged by Oddfellow's Thoughts. So I have to answer 10 questions, and they go as follows. Favorite ongoing book with one main hero? I have a lot of favorite books. I usually buy a lot of well, most books are with one single hero. And really, if it's a superhero book, I would say Green Arrow. I'm really enjoying that book. Um, you know, um, Green Arrow was a character I wasn't really getting into before. I just thought he was a little too old-fashioned. But with the new 52, I kind of finally jumped on board with Green Arrow. And despite the earlier issues not being that great, right now Jeff Lemire is just doing an amazing work with it with him. If it's not just a regular hero, I would say All Star Western with Jonah Hex. I love Jonah Hex. The character is so politically incorrect, which makes the book fun and the character as well. But if it's superhero, Green Arrow. Favorite team book? I don't read a lot of team books. Right now, I only read Justice League and the Teen Titans. And despite the quality, not counting, I would pick Teen Titans because Justice League hasn't really felt like a team book. Right now we got the whole Forever Evil thing. We had like a six-issue origin. Some of the stories haven't really gelled. You don't get that feeling that they're a team. That Jeff Johns is doing great stories, but they just don't feel like the team is really a team. So my pick would be Teen Titans. Favorite hero? That's an easy one. It's Superman. It's been since I was 4 years old, or maybe 3 years old. I'm a lifelong Superman fan. Favorite villain? I would have to pick Sinestro. I gave it a lot of thought. There are a lot of great villains, but Sinestro. The way Jeff Johns sort of made Sinestro from being just another Green Lantern villain. He made him Hal Jordan's main villain. He already was the main antagonist, but he just deepened that character a lot. So yeah, I really like Sinestro. Marvel or DC? That's also a very simple answer. It's DC. Though when I was starting out, collecting regularly, I bought, mainly Marvel. But, since I was young, I've always gone to DC characters more than, Marvel. So, and that's what I mostly read these days. So, yeah, DC. Favorite event? Definitely my favorite event is an event that was marketed as a non-event, more like a little crossover between the Green Lantern books, and then it just kind of grew from there as a big event, and that would be the Sinestro Core War. Because it was just a sort of crossover between the two Green Lantern books that were being published at that time, which was Green Lantern and Green Lantern Core. So, you could read Green Lantern by itself and you got a full story, and you could read, the Green Lantern Core and you could get, that full story. If you read both books, you got a much richer experience. But like I said, it was a non-event in the sense that, it was just a crossover between both Lantern books. But suddenly, it became so big that, a few one-shots were released that would tie in into the book. So, Christina's Record War. Least favorite book. I usually buy books that I like. I've tried a few, and I've dropped a few. But the most current book that has really let me down was is All New X-Men. I tried the book, and but since Battle of the Atom, it just I don't feel like I should find any reason to keep going with it. Uh, what book do you read that most others hate? This was also a very simple answer, and that's Supergirl. I've been a Supergirl fan since maybe around 1985. I gotta say 85, 86. Um, I know, and I've been um, reading and I've been enjoying the current book. Most people think it's not great or it's bad, but trust me, it's not that bad because I've read bad Supergirl books. The last series before the New 52, those first 30 plus issues were horrible. So this is a great. It's a good book. It's not necessarily great or fantastic. It's a good book. It's entertaining. At least to me, it's entertaining. I do understand why most people don't like the book. Because the character hasn't really reached her potential. It's there, but it seems that DC is just pushing the that character back from reaching that point because since the New 52, she's been sort of publicized, marketed as being isolated, alien, which for the most part you don't really get to see that in the book, and most it's there, but this doesn't really want the character to move forward. Writers, the writers that have been coming to the book have said they want the character to be much more likable, you know. But to me, I love this book. Uh, you know, I read it before I read Wonder Woman, and I usually read the books that I want to read most first. So there you go, Supergirl. Least favorite event, Battle of the Atom. I only read, the all new X-Men part of it, but I did kind of follow what was going through the entire crossover through the web, through videos as well. And when I heard what the ending was, just made me say, what the hell was the point of it in the first place if nothing actually happened that was, significant? You still have the, young X-Men in the present, and, there's no collapse of the time-space continuum, you know, just, there was no real point for it. Yeah, they weren't really going to change anything. So Battle of the Atom, that's my pick for that. Finally, favorite comic jail. I don't know much about many of the jails that exist in comic books, but I've heard of a few. But I gotta say the Phantom Zone, because uh, it's just completely different. It does serve not just as a prison, but it sort of helps. It's a way for Superman, I guess, to have certain contact with Kryptonians. Those criminals there. And one of Superman's most iconic villains actually comes from the Phantom Zone. So, General Zod. So, there are very interesting stories, that could come out of the Phantom Zone. And, it's being used right now in the Superman Wonder Woman book. So, yeah, the Phantom Zone. So, to recap, favorite ongoing with one hero, that's Green Arrow. Favorite team book, Teen Titans. Favorite hero, Superman. Favorite villain, Sinestro. Marvel or DC, that's DC. Favorite event, Sinestro Core War. Least favorite book, All New X-Men. I had dropped that. What book do you read that most people hate? Supergirl. Least favorite event, Battle of the Atom. And favorite comic jail, The Phantom Zone. So now I will tag 3 people. Those are my answers. Now I'll be tagging 3 people, and those are Why Not Art, Howler Mouse, and Comic Hoarder 410. So I'll sign off as I always do with keep until next time. Keep smiling.